Okay, ready for a deep dive?
Let's do it.
We're diving into the world of AI today.
Sounds good.
But not just like the AI that's recommending your next song on Spotify.
Right?
We're talking about AI that could I don't know, completely reshape how you experience, well, pretty much everything.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot to cover.
It really is. So we're sifting through a mountain of,
Oh,
well,
mountains, right? Yeah.
research papers, practical guides. We've even got some pretty mind-bending articles
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
to bring you right to the forefront of, well,
The cutting edge.
where AI is making the biggest waves.
Absolutely.
So let's dive right in, okay,
Yeah, let's do it.
with this thought. Imagine,
Okay.
imagine a world where you could create a digital twin
Uh-huh.
of yourself.
Where?
One that could, attend meetings in your place or try on clothes for you online.
I like that one.
Or
Yeah.
even, I don't know, star in your own comic book.
Haha, that's great. Yeah. It sounds kind of like a movie.
It does, right?
But honestly, it's closer than you think, really.
Way closer than we realize. And this is a perfect segue
Okay.
to this first paper we're going to unpack here.
Right.
It's called, and I love this title, Imagine Yourself, Tuning-Free Personalized Image Generation.
I mean, that title hooks you, right?
It really does.
It does.
Okay, so remember those face swap apps?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Everyone's messing around with them.
Everyone was doing that. Yeah.
This is like that, but a million times cooler.
Yeah. So instead of just kind of like pasting your face onto, a picture of someone else,
Right.
this AI can take one photo of you,
Just one.
just one photo,
Wow.
and using text prompts, it can generate images of you, like really realistic images doing anything.
Okay, that is so cool.
Mhm.
But what's the magic behind it? How does it go beyond, those kind of clunky face swaps we've all seen?
I mean, the difference is it's in the details.
Okay.
This AI doesn't just recognize your face, like on the surface.
Uh-huh.
It learns your features,
Really?
like the way your smile lines crinkle or
Oh, wow.
how your hair falls when it's windy, even the way your skin tone looks in different lighting. It captures all of it.
So it's not just about, slapping a generic expression on a face. It's about creating an image that's uniquely you.
Exactly, yeah. And it's not just about you, right? I mean, this AI can create images of you in any situation.
It's-
guided by your text prompts, so.
I mean, the possibilities
Yeah.
are endless. Okay, so let's say I want a picture of myself as, I don't know, like a rock star on stage.
Right, yeah.
Just type it in and boom,
That's it, yeah.
here it is.
You got it.
It's like having a personal Hollywood special effects team
Totally, yeah, that's a great way to put it.
at your beck and call.
I like it.
But okay, let's shift gears here a little bit
Okay.
from, crafting our digital personas, which is super fun. But
Yeah.
let's dive into something else that's really interesting to me, the depths of knowledge.
Okay, all right, I like it.
So have you ever gone down an internet rabbit hole?
Oh, all the time.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, every day.
Spending hours and you're searching and you're like, why can't I find the answer to this thing?
And it's something simple,
It should be so straightforward.
It should be easy, and it's not.
It's really frustrating.
It is, and I think it actually kind of points to a big limitation in how we look for information online now.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think what happens sometimes is that you don't even know the right questions to ask.
Yes, exactly.
And so you just get stuck.
Totally. You're stuck with these, I don't know, really surface level results, and there's more.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so this is where AI steps in and kind of offers a glimpse into a future where our search experience is anything but superficial.
That's right. And that actually brings us to this next paper. It's called Decompositional Questions for LLM Web Agents.
Okay, break that down for me. What even is an LLM web agent?
Okay, so imagine a search engine that doesn't just match keywords, right?
Okay.
It understands what you're actually trying to learn.
Sure.
It's like having a super-powered research assistant.
Okay, now you're speaking my language.
Right.
That sounds way better than me, sifting through pages of irrelevant links.
Totally. So these LLM web agents, they can analyze these really complicated questions,
Huh?
break them down, and consult all these different sources, even ones you wouldn't think to check,
Oh, interesting.
to synthesize, a real answer.
So it's not just giving me a list of links. It's
Yeah.
giving me the information itself, but curated, contextualized.
Exactly. And it goes even deeper than that.
Right.
This paper, it talks about unknown unknowns.
Unknown unknowns.
Right. So these are the critical pieces of information that we don't even realize we need because we don't even know they exist.
It's like stumbling upon a hidden treasure trove of knowledge. Except this AI is leading the way.
Mm.
But how does it even begin to know what we don't know?
Well, that's the cool part about AI, right? I mean, these agents, they're designed to see the connections and the patterns that, we might miss.
Oh,
And
wow.
so they can reveal these hidden pathways to a deeper understanding.
Okay.
And I mean, this is not, sci-fi. This
Yeah.
technology is being used like right now in things like Bing Chat.
Wait, so this AI-powered search is already happening?
It is, yeah. It's happening right now.
Wow. Okay, that's incredible.
It's still early,
Yeah.
but it's there.
Wow. I'm officially fascinated,
You're right.
but also a little mind blown.
It's crazy, right?
It really is, because we've gone from AI that's like creating digital twins to AI that can practically read our minds and know what we want to search for before we even search for it.
Yeah, it's wild. But you know what I think is the most interesting question?
What's that?
What happens when AI starts learning not from, data, but from experience?
Oh, interesting. You mean like how we learn
Yeah, exactly.
through trial and error
Yeah.
experimentation,
Totally.
Ignorance,
Maybe
like-
the occasional questionable haircut in our youth.
Exactly, yeah. And so these next couple of papers, and they're really fascinating, they talk about that, right?
Okay.
One is called Generative Agents with AI Town, and the other one is called LLMs in the Imaginarium, Tool Learning Through Simulated Trial and Error. And they both look at how we can create these virtual environments.
Where AI agents can learn more, like how we do.
So we were talking about like giving AI its own little, I don't know, digital playground
Yeah, exactly.
to experiment in.
Yeah, like a simulated world where they can interact and they can set goals and
Oh, wow.
make mistakes, learn from them.
So they're hanging out in virtual cafes, starting digital bands, navigating the ups and downs of AI friendships.
You're not wrong. I mean, in one experiment, the AI agents actually threw a party.
They threw a
They
party.
threw a party, yeah. They sent out invitations.
Wow. Okay, now I'm a little jealous of these AI agents, but
Right.
on a serious note,
Yeah.
what's the real takeaway here? Like, what can AI learn from throwing a virtual party? How does that translate into the real world?
It's a good question, right? I mean, it sounds kind of silly, but these simulated environments, they're actually really important for AI development
Okay.
because it gives them the safe space to
Right.
practice things like problem solving and collaboration,
Oh, interesting.
even coding without, real world consequences.
Right. It's like giving them driver's ed before we just like hand them the keys to the car.
Yeah, exactly.
And as they get better at navigating these virtual spaces,
Yeah,
then they can go on to, do bigger and better things out in the real world.
exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I do have to ask, though, are there any, like, limitations to this approach?
Yeah,
Because, let's be real, I mean, as humans, we're great at learning from experience,
sure.
but we're also, I don't know about you, but I make the same mistakes over and over.
Yeah, no, it's true. And that's actually a really good point because that's one of the biggest challenges that AI research is facing right now.
Yeah.
These AI models, they have a hard time with long-term planning and coherence.
Well,
So they can do a task, but they don't really understand why or how it fits into a bigger picture,
so they can, like, plan this great virtual party,
Yeah.
but then they forget why they even wanted to have a party in the first place.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And that's why things like simulated trial and error and, building AI memory, that's really important because if they can practice and make these mistakes
Right.
and then learn from those mistakes, it'll help them develop, a better understanding of kind of the world.
Right, so it's almost like we're becoming like mentors to these AI systems.
Yeah,
Guiding them to this more nuanced understanding of how things work.
exactly.
Which leads us to, I think, another really crucial question, which is, as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives,
Yeah.
how do we teach it? And I guess even more importantly, how do we make sure that it's learning the right things?
Yeah, that is the question, right?
It really is.
And that's exactly what this next paper, it's called, Teaching Large Language Models to Reason with Reinforcement Learning.
Okay.
It dives into that.
Okay, so break it down for me. What is reinforcement learning from human feedback? And like, how does it apply to AI and teaching it things?
So instead of just using like tons and tons of data,
Right.
this is about actively teaching AI through feedback.
Okay.
So think about, when you tell a kid, good job,
Right.
or you correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that,
Okay.
but obviously more complicated with AI. Right.
So we're basically like shaping AI's understanding of the world through the way that we interact with it. It's almost like raising like a digital child.
Yeah, and it makes you realize how big a responsibility this is.
Huge.
Because we're shaping their values.
Yeah.
We're shaping their priorities.
Yeah, and that brings up a really good point.
What's that?
Whose values are we talking about here? You know, like are we just reflecting our own biases back on ourselves? It's a big question, you know, because as we're shaping these AI systems, are we just reflecting our own worldview back at ourselves, you know?
Yeah, and it's something that researchers are really thinking hard about.
Yeah.
And one way to deal with that is by making sure that the data we use to train the AI is diverse.
And representative, so it's not just, you know, one kind of perspective.
So it's like we're making sure that this AI is getting like a well-rounded education.
Exactly.
Right, it's learning from all these different sources and viewpoints.
Yeah, exactly. It's about like, you know,
Yeah.
broadening the AI's horizons, I guess you could say, and making sure it can deal with a complicated world.
Right, and do it with nuance and sensitivity and all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And it all ties back to this idea that AI, like, it really is a reflection of ourselves in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So if we want it to be, you know, fair, unbiased,
Yeah.
aligned with our values, we have to be really careful about the data that we're feeding it
Totally.
and the feedback that we're giving it.
Absolutely. It's a huge responsibility for everyone involved.
It really is. It's like we're all part of this massive experiment, and the implications are huge, right? It's not just about, you know, building smarter machines.
It's way bigger than that. Yeah.
It's about, like, redefining our relationship with knowledge itself.
100%. Yeah. How we get it, how we learn, how we make decisions. I mean, AI is going to change all of it.
It's pretty wild to think about.
It is. It's exciting, but it's also kind of, you know,
Yeah, like a little bit daunting.
a little daunting for sure.
But, you know, no matter what, it's a conversation we have to have.
We do. We have to talk about it. Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do here on the Deep Dive.
That's right.
And today we've covered so much. From AI that can personalize, like create those images, those digital twins,
Yeah.
to AI that knows what we're looking for before we even search for it.
Yeah. And we talked about how AI is learning, like navigating these virtual worlds and how we can teach it to think in a way that's, you know, responsible.
Right, and that aligns with, like, our human values.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's been amazing. But I have to say, I feel like I'm walking away with more questions than answers.
Oh, for sure.
But maybe that's the good thing.
I think so. Yeah.
Right. Because it just shows how much more there is to learn and discover.
It really does. I mean, the more we learn about AI,
Yeah,
the more we realize how much we don't know, you know?
it's true.
But that's what's so exciting about it.
Yeah. The possibilities are kind of endless.
Totally.
And the best part is it's like we're all in this together.
We are, all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to everyone listening, stay curious. Keep asking those questions, and let's see where this incredible journey takes us. Because the future of, well, everything is being written right now, and we all have a front row seat.